Hey, this is Blake from the Gig Harbor Fly Shop, and for those of you that are new to spey casting, I want to give you 4 tips as you're starting out, things to think about to get you out on the water and minimize a little bit of frustration. So there's 4 casts that you really need to know just starting out, especially if you're going to fish with a dry line, scanty line, or a Skagit line, so maybe summer steelhead, winter steelhead, stuff like that. And the snap tee and double spey, you definitely want to know those. And then the other 2 casts are to be able to do those same casts by what we call cack-handed, and that's off your non-dominant shoulder. But a lot of people wonder when they're supposed to be using those casts, and many of you know that wind plays a factor because you don't want that line and fly blown towards you into the cast, and you don't want to hit yourself. But whatever is behind you plays a big factor as well. So if I am fishing river right and I would normally be doing a double spey, and I come into my sweep right here, and I'm going to be catching, maybe there's brush right behind me. One rule of thumb to think about is if you have brush behind you or something that's pretty close, you always want to cast on the upstream side. So if I can't create a D-loop this direction, I'm going to have more water over here, so that's when I'm going to fish cack-handed off this shoulder and make my cast. So it's going to minimize tangles in the bushes, which is going to be a good thing. The other thing is, as you're learning these different casts, when you fish through a run, stick to one cast. Don't do one time do a double spey and then take 2 steps down, and the next cast do a cack-handed snap tee. You want to do through the run, make the most consistent casts you can. Try to keep the length of the cast the same, and then that way you're effectively fishing through that whole run. You're not missing spots where fish could be holding. The other thing is what to do with the rod and your rod hand when you're fishing a swing. And what I feel is most comfortable when after I put the line out there. So once I make my cast, I like to hold my hand and my rod down just on my side. If you're always doing this, holding it out, see a lot of new beginner spey casters doing this, your shoulder just gets really tired. And if you're new to spey casting, you haven't learned the efficiency of the rod quite yet, and so your shoulders are probably a little bit tired at the end of the day anyway, so that just minimizes a little bit of that fatigue. The 4th thing that I would say is what to do with the line. Now there's a lot of different opinions on this. Some people like to hold a loop of line as they swing, and then they let the line out when the fish eats it. For me, what I have found is probably the best thing to do. Have your drag already set to the setting that's going to be appropriate. You don't want it to be too tight, and I just leave the line alone, and that way when the fish hits and the fish is just peeling line, I wait for that fish to peel line off the reel before I sweep to the bank to set the hook. So you don't. I don't recommend new people holding a loop or pinching the line, because you get so excited when the fish hits. Your first instinct is to set the hook. You don't want to do that. You want to wait till the fish is there before you do anything. If you just leave the line alone, even if you're holding the line loosely, your instinct is to pinch the line against the rod. So just leave the line alone. When the fish eats, let the line peel off before you set the hook. So I hope those 4 tips help you as you're getting into spey casting. Good luck.